All right, and we are live. Good morning, Mindset Ministers. Everybody watching us, and we are, what are we? Mindset Ministers, what is that? Welcome to Mindset Ministry Mastermind. So you might ask yourself, what the heck? Is that like some religious cult? No, it's not. We are Mindset Ministers. We're carrying the message of hope and the promise of freedom, right? Freedom from your thoughts. Freedom from being a prisoner of your own mind. I mean, how many of you have gone through life a total prisoner of your own mind, right? So we study Napoleon Hill, Principles of Success from the Science of Success workbook. Or there's something that he has called Your Right to Be Rich, which is actually Napoleon Hill's very last thing that he ever did. His last piece of work that he did before he died. He died in 1970. And along with W. Clement Stone, who was his manager at the time, they compiled a correspondence course. So people like us could study the principles of success from home. It started off with the Think and Grow Rich book, and before that was the Laws of Success. It's basically the same information that they compiled and reprinted with a different, they kept adding stuff to it. So by the time Your Right to Be Rich came out, that was right before he died. So it was really literally his last project that he ever put together. So if you look at, the beginning works that he published, like back in 1912, it started off with maybe like 10 principles of success, and then it moved on to 15 principles of success. And by the time he died, there were 17 principles of success. So, I guess we'll point out which two got added. I have to do the math again. I forget. But a lot of us are also on the Think and Grow Rich call with Paul Hutchings every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And this is kind of an offshoot of that. This is a place where, I don't know about you guys, but on Saturdays I was always jonesing for this kind of masterminding. So I came up with this hangout so that we could actually study, because when we read, Think and Grow Rich, it's a little obscure for me because I can only focus on one thing at a time, and I like to be able to read it and see it in front of my eyes. So I got this course from the Napoleon Hill Foundation, and that's what we're studying out of, the workbook. And it just enables us to dive deeper and to discuss the principles and figure out how to apply them in our lives and really study them, because just reading it isn't quite enough. You have to apply the action to it. So this is a good concrete way to apply action to obtaining a positive mental attitude, which is the end goal of all of Napoleon Hill's teachings, the positive mental attitude. So I want to introduce our panel today. We have some awesome people right now with us, and there might be a couple more joining. Let's see here. We have Daniel McCall.
Hey! I had to unmute my mic.
All right, and then we have Don Walker.
Hey guys.
Great. Elvire Smith.
Good morning, everybody. Great to have you here.
Awesome. Tim Murray.
Morning. Great to see everybody.
And Zabelina Vargas.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me here, and thank you for being here.
The beautiful Zabelina. I wore bright colors today, Zab, just for you.
Good. Me too. Me too. I've got the orange on the eyes and stuff, the pink.
Right? And I changed my necklace just for you, Elvire. See, I have my new emerald necklace on.
You look beautiful. You look beautiful.
Oh, man, I forgot to put on my makeup this morning before we come back.
Gosh.
Yeah, makeup does wonders. So, we just went through the panel, introduced everybody, and if you're watching this, I want you to know that the people that are on the panel here with me every week are great mentors. These are people that are very involved and practitioners of personal development. That's what this whole hangout is about. It's about personal development. Most of us here, a lot of us tend to apply it to business. Some of us, can coach people, or some of it's in network marketing, some of it's in assisting other people with their businesses. Just a lot of experience on the panel in many different aspects. So if you're resonating with anybody that's speaking on the panel today, Their names are below in our little bar there. We all have our names. And that's how you can find us on Facebook. You know, you can come to our Facebook pages and send us a message or send us a friend request if you have any questions about anything that we're talking about today. We'd be happy to mentor you and help you. So we're here for you. This whole entire hangout, it's a win-win-win. It helps us, helps you, and helps everybody. So without further ado, we're going to get into our reading today. So I'm going to put it on screen share. And Elvira, I don't know how to make it as big as Markel does. So maybe if he gets on for the second half.
You do Control plus. Remember, Control plus.
Right.
Hold the Control key down and then click on plus.
Okay, let me see here. Oops.
Is that the same for the Mac, though? She has a Mac machine.
Oh, golly, she has a Mac.
That's
You got a
okay.
PC like me over here.
Oh, there it goes. Hey, there you go. Apparently it is.
Yeah. Now, we were somewhere right around here, but I wanted to, if we read this part, I'm going to read it again because it looked really good. So we're going to start off on the top page here where it says, controlled attention is the act of coordinating all the faculties of your mind and directing their combined power to a given end. You can achieve it only by the strictest sort of self-discipline. Attention that is not controlled and directed may be nothing more than idle curiosity. The words controlled and directed may be nothing more, oh, I just read that. The word controlled is the key to thought power. You may achieve controlled attention by adopting the following 6 factors through the application of self-discipline. Okay, number 1, adopt a definite major purpose, the starting point of all achievement. 2, cultivate your imagination through which the object of your goals is illuminated and mirrored in your mind so clearly that its nature cannot be mistaken. 3, grow your desire until it becomes burning desire that will not be denied. 4, demonstrate applied faith in the ultimate achievement of your goals and see yourself living out your definite major purpose. 5, apply continuously all the willpower you can summon. 6, learn the art of using your subconscious mind. To focus requires that your attention be fully controlled and directed toward a specific end. And I just want to point out how funny you can see how this was scanned in. The Napoleon Hill Foundation scanned this workbook in like this. I didn't even do that. I think that's pretty funny. Okay, controlled attention is the highest form of self-discipline. That is so important right there. Therefore, it should be obvious that all the previously mentioned principles of this philosophy blend with and become part of the principle of controlled attention. If you have mastered the previous principles, which we've worked on for the past, I don't know how many months, and have followed the instructions given, you are now ready to take complete charge of your mind power and direct it to whatever ends you desire with reasonable assurance that you will succeed. Controlled attention is the act of coordinating all the faculties of your mind to fulfill your goals. It is organized mind power that allows you to focus all your efforts behind your definite major purpose. It is not the intent of this system of self-management to suggest to you the nature of your definite major purpose. The Creator has provided each of us with the privilege of directing our thoughts and desires to ends of our own choice. Therefore, reason and common sense impel us to follow that example. Okay. Controlled attention is organized mind power. You may draw upon the forces of infinite intelligence with the aid of the 6 factors listed above. Add to this a Mastermind alliance, and your mind power will be multiplied for the attainment of a given purpose. Properly applied, the Mastermind principle provides every individual in the alliance with mind power equivalent to the total of that of the group. The individuals in a Mastermind alliance may be likened to separate electric batteries, each containing a definite amount of energy. The alliance, in a spirit of harmony for the attainment of a purpose, provides energy that is the equivalent of all the individual batteries connected so that their combined power is available through one source. Hold on, I don't know. Hold on, I gotta find that again. Let's see here. Hold on, I'm gonna come out of it for a second and let Elvira talk. I think it just quit. Okay. Can you see me?
Yeah, girl. I was gonna say, take your time.
Oh, okay. Well, anybody want to contribute to that real quick while I have to pull it back up. So give me just a second. It'll take a second. Oh, I have it right here. There it is. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. I got it back. Okay.
Yeah, take your time, Amber.
Okay. Oh, I never do that. I always panic. How's that? Can you see it?
There you go. Yeah, let's get through this reading first.
Okay.
Cool.
Is it on the box? Is it switching? Like, I forgot to blue box it, so hopefully it'll.
No, it's
you're
good.
good.
It's good. It's good. You just have to do the control and the plus. Yo, perfect. Oh, perfect, lady. Thank you. Perfect.
Okay. Where was I? Oh, with the battery. Okay. Let's see. The connection between the individual minds is achieved through the principle of controlled attention, the form of concentrated effort wherein each subordinates his or her personal desires for the benefit of the group. This is the way the mastermind principle works. It is the secret of all great achievements, whether they are achievements of industry, religion, education, statesmanship, warfare, or otherwise. We repeat this truth for the sake of emphasis, for it is the key to this entire philosophy. Controlled attention leads to mastery in any type of endeavor because it enables you to focus the powers of your mind upon the attainment of your goals and to keep it fixed at will. Controlled attention is self-mastery of the highest order. For if you can control your own mind, you can control most of the obstacles that prevent lesser people from living out their definite major purpose and fulfilling their goals. It was this sort of control which Harriet Beecher Stowe had in mind when she said, when you get into a tight place and everything goes against you, let's see. Hold on, I gotta figure out how to get this. There we go. Let's see. Hold on, I have it so big. There we go. It seems as though you could not hold on a minute longer. Never give up then, for that is just the place and time that the tide will turn. The tide seems always to turn in your favor if you are determined to see that it does. Your state of mind has everything to do with turning the tide. Plato expressed this this thought in his statement. The first and best victory is to conquer self. To be conquered by self is, of all things, the most shameful and vile. Washington Irving expressed his respect for the power of the mind in these words: great minds have purposes, others have wishes. Little minds are tamed and subdued by misfortune, but great minds rise above them. The potentials of the power of controlled attention through concentration are many, but none of them is greater nor more important than that of concentration upon a definite major purpose. Hidden in these two words, controlled attention, is a strange power that will enable you to remove all self-imposed limitations which most people accept are set up in their own minds and by which some are bound throughout their lives. It has been demonstrated that wherever two or more minds are allied and act in harmony for the attainment of a definite purpose through the mastermind principle, the alliance provides each of the minds with an astounding power. Andrew Carnegie readily acknowledged that his huge fortune was accumulated through the controlled attention of a combination of minds concentrated upon the achievement of his definite major purpose. These minds consisted of the more than 20 people who constituted his mastermind alliance. He acquired the technique necessary to induce these men to work with him in a spirit of harmony. He knew that the creative vision, imagination, personal initiative, and enthusiasm engendered within his mastermind alliance produced a great power, but he made no attempt to explain the source of that power. And just so you guys know, anytime you see the words in bold, those are the 17 principles of success. Okay? Since Mr. Carnegie first called attention to the power of a mastermind, Intense research into the cause of this power has been carried on. The minds of thousands of people have been systematically explored. The reactions to thought stimuli have been examined, and conclusions have been reached of utmost importance to these and future generations. Let's see. I think we'll stop there, and then we can go back to this. Okay. All right. Well, is that good stuff or what? Have you guys ever seen like anything so amazing? And so I love how, you know, he talks about controlled attention being the highest form of self-discipline, and I think that's like really, really important. He mentions it a lot in what we just read, and he also mentions it in Your Right to Be Rich. He mentions it a lot, and then he combines it with the Mastermind Alliance, and it seems like those are two of the most important factors with this principle. And you know, for me personally, I like to share my experience. The self-discipline part is definitely coming into effect. I always, you guys have heard me say, oh, I don't have any self-discipline. And I judge myself because I equate self-discipline with like exercise. So I think, oh, you know, I'm not jogging on a regular basis, or, you know, if I complain about my weight, I know it's because I'm not exercising enough. So I tend to just blurt out, oh, I don't have any self-discipline. And but that's not true. So, you know, with the self-discipline that I've managed, you know, not managed, but that I've worked hard for, has actually been all the self-discipline of my mind. You know, I have studied these principles, and I've been studying actually these principles for about 11 years, and gaining control of our minds is the most highest form of self-discipline that we can possibly have, and the controlled attention, you know, is having that laser focus basically on our definite major purpose. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, coming up with that definite major purpose was more of a challenge, you know, than anything, trying to figure out what that is. It seems so obscure. And then applying the Mastermind Alliance, that's also, you know, the Mastermind Alliance is almost like when the teacher's ready, the student will appear, you know. So sometimes I feel like our mastermind partners are either the teacher, we're both the teacher and the student, but they come into our lives, and you know, and I think they come when they're supposed to. They don't always show up when we want them. So I'm still waiting for some Mastermind Alliance partners, which you can tell when you're in an alliance with somebody with actually practicing the principle of Mastermind Alliance, because your vibration will actually rise. Your ideas will start to form. Ideas will just start coming to you like this when you're talking to that person who's supposed to be your Mastermind Alliance, or more, you know, it could be more than one person, but, you know, because lots of times that word mastermind gets used a lot in this industry, and, you know, like right now we're masterminding, you know, but we're not necessarily a Mastermind Alliance. So when you have that person in front of you, or you're talking to that person, and ideas start coming to you, and, you know, you can feel your energy level rise, it's almost like you get an electric charge, and it's because the electricity of the brain waves working together are forming, you know, a third mind, and that's what it is. So it's very interesting stuff. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say and share about it. So I'm actually going to start with Daniel, and then we'll go to you, Dawn, okay? Cool, okay. Daniel, are you ready?
Sure. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'll go first. Yeah, I like everything. It's funny, while you're talking, while you're speaking, I could feel like my vibration rise, and I could feel myself getting excited about, you know, what we're talking about here. And I'm glad you pointed out too about the 17 success principles, you know, being in bold like that too. It's really cool. I gotta get them. I gotta rewrite them down. You know, I'm a student to this stuff. I'm a student to this stuff myself. I mean, the best teachers are the best students. And I love the topic we're talking about here today, you know, with controlled attention. I like the way they said the first and best victory is to conquer self. It's funny, Don's going to teach martial arts in like a half hour. This is kind of like a good topic, like controlled attention, because it has to do with discipline and stuff like that, you know. That's something that's an ongoing thing. So it's great to have our Mastermind Alliance here. And hey, cool, what's up, Pass?
Awesome.
Yeah, mute your mic, brother. We'll talk to you in just a moment.
There we
So,
go.
but yeah, really happy to be here. I'll just stop right there for now. I know we're going to do another reading and have some more thoughts. So I'll pass it back to you, Amber, so you can pass it back to Don, I guess.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, we might have a couple people message me that they wanted to get on the hangout. So that's Paz Simpson, the awesome, fabulous Paz Simpson. We hear him on the Think and Grow Rich call. He's the happiness engineer. He's gonna get himself all set up, and then we'll talk to him in a few minutes. So he's muted right now, which is great. And there might be one other person jumping on in a few minutes. So let's go over to Don. Don, what do you have? What did you get out of that? Did anything resonate?
Morning. Always new stuff. It's crazy because I picked up the Think and Grow Rich book back in 2004, and it never fails to continue to teach, and that's just where the inspiration comes from. And you know, I just had this feeling of this is a safe place. This is a place where you can be and learn, and this is my first time here. Thanks for inviting me to come out, Dan and Amber. And the feeling that I get, the energy that I get from it is that, you know, being a student of this, it's a place where people can come and learn. For those that want to excel and be better within themselves, but also listening to it and taking some notes. Thing that I get most and what resonates with me a lot is that people that pick up this book, the Think and Grow Rich, you know, journey, is that they don't come from a place, typically, from a place of, you know, gain. Most people have they're in a place of lack, whether a lack of mindset, a lack of wealth, or a lack of finances. They're figuring out a way to learn how to perfect something in their lives. And for many that it definitely varies, because some people have financial success, but they haven't yet been able to like get to the next level. And it's just cool because the quotes that you read from, now I can't remember the name, the two noted people, specifically talking about the fact that when you're put up against a wall in life, when you're at that point where you're at a breaking point, where your back is up against a wall, it's that moment that actually is a good moment. And whether you can take that and embrace it and learn that and use that as a sense of power, it's going to take you down one road or another road. It's going to take you down to a road of empowerment to really look in deep into yourself and to say that, you know, I am the master of my own fate. I am the captain of my own soul, you know, my ship. And I have to decide, regardless of whatever pain I'm going through in life, whatever lack I have, you know, a breakthrough for me was when in 2004 I was sitting there in a hotel. I had my family, and I had that book, the Think and Grow Rich book. I had that, and I had a Bible, but I had the Think and Grow Rich book, and I only had about a month to figure out what I was going to do because my family would be out on the streets. And it was that time in my life where I read through and I realized that, you know, Napoleon Hill went through the struggle of having to get on trains and coaches and go places and meet people. He had to stretch, and it wasn't a matter of finances. He didn't have the finances, but he had the resources. And I took that experience that I read in his book and I embraced that and for strength. So I said, well, I'm maybe in a hotel, but I do have the ability to pick up the phone. I do have the ability to go out and meet people, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to find the right people that could help me, that could give me maybe a resource or a tip or a lead. And that's exactly what I did. I went out and I found all these people, and within 2 weeks I found work, I found opportunities, and I started to get my family out of that rut. So the learning experience from that is that when you come into a situation of desperation, that actually is a good place for self-power. And when you take that and you focus, you have a controlled focus on your outcome. So you see your issue, your challenge, and you say, okay, this is where I am. This is where I want to be. And I'm not looking at my circumstances. And then once you write everything down and you imagine where you want to be, you imagine the outcome, then what you do is you focus your belief on that outcome, and you literally believe and see the outcome in your mind. You actually have that vision in your mind. Then you start taking literally a lot of action towards that and start thinking. That's where you start creating the, looking for the mastermind. You start finding people that have certain answers, such as everyone here. We all have resources to be able to collectively come together and to solve challenges to reach that desired outcome that we all individually have in life. We want to advance to the next level. And with that, fully controlled and focused on that is the fact that you can take a certain amount of time, and I have a little bit of time here, to consistently put energy and effort towards that desired outcome. That's where the controlled focus comes, where you get up every day and you have your major definite purpose, and you focus on that. You conjure up the same belief and faith that you have for your desired outcome. Then you take that action towards the desired outcome, and then you align yourself with people as such. I find myself here with Dan because I met Dan, and I know Elvira. I met Elvira in Carlsbad. I mean, Tim was there in Carlsbad, and we're going to be meeting here in Las Vegas. And I know, and it's a matter of time, where I'll be meeting Zabalina. And of course, now I'm here with you, Amber, and I find that by divine purpose. I find that by divine purpose. There's no coincidences, and nothing's taken for granted, because we all focus the energy towards that, and that's how like minds meet up together. So that's my take on this lesson, and a little bit about myself as well.
Excellent stuff, Don. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, when we align ourselves for the purpose of good, the universal intelligence gets on our side. In fact, Napoleon Hill just said that this morning in the audio I was listening to that goes with this principle, that it works, it gets on our side and works for us. He used the example like it wouldn't happen for Adolf Hitler because, he was harming people, but for people like us that have, one common purpose, and it's to carry a message of hope, promise of freedom, infinite intelligence, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, gets on our side and pushes, things towards our favor. And the other thing I wanted to say, Don, is great job in sharing. It's almost as if you had been with us over the last, few months that we've been studying, because we're on principle number 11 out of 17, and we've covered, the first 10. And they're all in the replays on my YouTube channel. Like if you go to watch this replay, you'll see all the previous ones. So if anybody's new and wants to catch up on studying what we've studied, we have the readings and everything on there. But I just wanted this to take the opportunity, since you mentioned practically every principle. I don't know if you meant to, but you applied, you gave us the walkthrough of really how we do this, what we're doing. So, and you went through the exact principles. So I'm just going to read them real quick. And this is continuing. Like when we get to number 17, we're going to start at number 1 again. So I plan on this hangout just happening forever to the end of time. So number 1 is definiteness of purpose, so definite major purpose. And it's funny because on the Think and Grow Rich call in the mornings, it's major definite purpose. But in Your Right to Be Rich and Science of Success with Napoleon Hill, it's definite major purpose. So he must have changed it between 1912 and 19 whatever it was, 60 something that he did this one. So number 1 is definite purpose. Number 2 is Mastermind Alliance. Number 3 is Applied Faith. 4, Going the Extra Mile. 5, Pleasing Personality. 6, Personal Initiative. 7 is Positive Mental Attitude. And remember, PMA is the end game for the Napoleon Hill practice. Is positive mental attitude. We apply everything. We practice positive mental attitude in every area of our lives. That is really what we really want. Number 8 is enthusiasm. Number 9, self-discipline. 10 is accurate thinking. 11 is controlled attention. That's where we are today. 12 is teamwork. 13, learning from adversity and defeat. 14, creative vision. 15 is maintenance of sound health. 16, budgeting time and money. And 17, the final principle of success that Napoleon Hill found, is cosmic habit force. How awesome is that? Can't wait till we get to that one, whatever the heck that is. So, okay, so that's what we're on to. This is like our mission here. Let's go to Mrs. Wordsmith, Elvire. Morning, Elvire.
Good morning. Good morning. I was just taking notes, and that controlled attention is the highest form of self-discipline. You know what? It's just a laser focus. It's really the way. What for me came up is just no distractions. You know, figure out what you want, what you choose to create. I still do my very best as a Mrs. Wordsmith to get rid of the word want, because the word want is really not a good word. What is it you choose to create in your life? So very important, because we all have our skills, and I know it has been a long time for me to figure that out. And I bet you there's gazillion of people who go like, I don't know. Well, there are certain things that you are good at, and that's your guiding line. As the book of John Acuff, in Start, I like what he said. There was just one sentence, and that was worth reading the entire book, is like, what can I not stop doing? That's what it is. What keeps popping up all the time, you know? So when you truly focus on that, when you have your controlled attention on that, laser focused, and just, you know, all the distractions are gone, you get more of it, and you will attract the people to you who are on a similar path. And that's when you start to create a mastermind. Mastermind can be just two people. I really enjoy that. You know, I just have one or two people, one for this and one for that, of my passions in my life. And what it all comes down to is basically, as Plato says, you know, the first and the best victory is to conquer the self, because the self is all over. Well, it doesn't work that way. It's like shooting a shotgun and you don't hit your aim at all. So the focus, the laser focus is so important. And then again, you know, ask the universe for support. Ask your friends for support in your mastermind, you know, because it says somewhere, ye have not because you ask not. So, and it's the truth. You've got to ask for support. You've got to ask what it is that you choose to create in this life. And once you know that, then somewhere it says that the universe conspires to create that with you. You get the, you know, I think it was Emerson who said, do the thing and you will get the energy, or something like that, close to that. So it's all the focus. And in this world today where we live with all the distractions, I mean, there's the cell phone, there is the computer, there is the television, there are the billboards, which are now screens, which are changing all the time. There is noise everywhere. It takes real hard discipline to stay focused. Is it easy? No. Can it be done? Yes. And it all depends on your willingness to go within and to figure out, this is what I am going to create, and I'm not going to be distracted because I have a mission. There you go.
I think so, Bear. Yeah. Good stuff. Good point. You know, and it is all about focus. That's why, you know, I was going to tell you something, but I lost it. Yeah, no, really good points, though. I have something I want to share, but I'm going to share it later. So I just want to
focus.
Write it down. Write it down, Amber. Write it down.
I meant to do that.
Get your controlled attention on.
My uncontrolled attention span is what it is. And I'm sure it was something really good too. I was thinking about me.
Right? Always the best stuff.
I know, right? So let's see, who's ready now? Let's see, should we go? I know Zabalina's always chomping at the bit to go, so we'll go to her, and then we'll go to Dawn.
Well, thank you so much. Dawn, everything that you said was so powerful. I know that for me personally, there have been moments where I have been at the lowest of my lows, and all I would do is just go even lower, because one of the things that kind of from the book, it struck me, and it said, great minds have purpose, and other minds just have wishes. And I remember that my mind was so small, it was so closed, that I would just wish all the time. Well, I wish if only I could have this, and I wish if only this person could be like that with me, or I wish something, or the other. And I thought that these wishes, if these wishes were just to come true, then my life would just change dramatically, and I would be so happy. And unfortunately, because I was wishing and these wishes were not coming true, I was just going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into a depression. And it wasn't until finally one day I realized, it's like what you were saying, Amber, we're both the teacher and the student. And I realized that the truth and the healing and the hope and the faith, it lies within myself. And finally, when I came to that realization and I started to look within, oh my God. I mean, Amber, you said you've been doing this for 11 years. I've only been doing this for probably 2. And my life has taken a dramatic change. And you say, Amber, you say that, you wish that you could have controlled attention in certain areas and stuff like that, like maybe jogging and stuff. But let me tell you, girlfriend, you are consistent with the stuff that I see you do. You are consistent. It's like what Elvira was saying, what can I not stop doing? And Amber, you cannot stop diving into personal development. That's something that you just love to do, and that's why you're growing, and you just can't stop. And that's why you put together this mindset morning thing for everybody, just to kind of be in and grow. So, to me, once I started to really look within myself and I started to have that laser focus on my purpose, I couldn't stop. It wakes me up in the morning. I have so much, I can't sleep at night, and it wakes me up in the morning. I swear to God, I'm so sleep deprived. It's not even funny. I mean, that's why you see me yawning, Dawn. That's why I'm yawning. Because I've got too much ambition, man. I got to get up. I got to do what I got to do, and it's so empowering, and your life will dramatically change. Once you start to really look within yourself, and once you do, things just start to align. You start to open up your entire life to people like this that are on the panel, to opportunities, to just changes that are absolutely amazing. So that's what I have to say about that, Amber. Back to you, my doll. Thank you.
Thank you. I love it when people point out what I'm good at or what I am, because lots of times we're the last people to see it, And Elvira always tells me stuff like that, which is great. It's good because one of my things, I don't ever talk about my story or tell my story, very rarely. But since a lot of guys don't know me, I was a hopeless drug addict for 23 years of my life. And I've been in recovery for about almost 12 years now. And the whole point of recovery really has nothing to do with drugs or alcohol or anything like that. It's recovering from being a slave of your mind. Everybody on this planet that's suffering is suffering because of what's going on in their mind and with their thoughts. And believe it or not, the 12 steps of recovery tie in exactly with the 17 principles of success. It's very amazing. So I kind of had a head start. I have been studying Think and Grow Rich for many years. For about 10 or 11 years, and at the same time with recovery. And I think because I work with a lot of women, I work with younger, older women, sponsoring them in recovery, helping them to get control of their thoughts. That's been my mission, for the last 11 years. And so I just carry it on now into this world, with the entrepreneurs and the personal development. And they go so hand in hand, and it's almost just taking me, it's like I found more peeps to help. It's so great. I love it. So, and thank you all for being here today. I'm so thrilled that you guys are here with me. And I just want to flip it right back over to Don Walker, because he has to leave us a few minutes early today. He's a martial arts instructor, so he's got great self-discipline. And Don, we just want to thank you. Did you have anything you wanted to say before you left?
Oh, I just want to say thanks for inviting me to come out. This was a lot of fun. I can definitely see the controlled focus you have, Amber. And I was making that joke, Zavalina, because I know that you're very fun and lighthearted, and you would receive it very well. And that's another thing, too. A lot of people don't really have fun in what they do. And I just got to say, in the last 18 months, I've just been having a lot of fun with what I do. I've been really having a lot of fun with the people that I've met, the relationships that I've been able to create, and it's just a good feeling. It's just a good feeling. I'm grateful to be here. There's a lot of value in being here by itself, and for those that are watching this, I hope that you take it and receive it well because of the time that's been put into studying in a short amount of time that we have to present this. I hope that you receive it well and take Amber, seriously because of the time that she's put in. And I'm personally going to go back and watch all her hangouts because I can see that from the channel that there's been a lot of time and effort into putting into this. So for those that are watching, I hope you find that there's value. We're going to continue, and I would love to be able to continue to learn and be a student and also teach what I learned. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and go to my Kung Fu class that I teach. Everyone have a good weekend, and I will see you in the news feeds.
Thanks, Don.
Peace, brother.
Bye. Awesome. All right. So now we're going to go to Tim, and then after Tim, we're going to hit up Pass, okay? So, Tim, you've been kind of hanging out there, listening to all of us. I know this is your first time on the Hangout here. What are you getting from it? What's your take? What's your give? Your give and your take.
Well, first of all, I love the reading. It has a lot of stuff in there that not just people that are watching this Hangout, but everybody really should focus on. And, controlled attention, I have found, usually comes, like when Don was talking about, when your back is against the wall, when you figure out your definite major purpose, what happens is in that moment, when you think that it's done, you'll find yourself having more controlled attention on the outcome that you're looking for. And that's the point where people usually give up. And that really is the learning point. And because there's always an opportunity behind every failure. And when you are standing there at that moment, you need to figure out what the reason was, what your beliefs are that has got you to that point, and just hang on a little bit longer because that success is right past that failure that's standing in front of you. That really with the self-discipline that I have seen a lot of lacking out there, it's just, I don't know if it's, I guess I'm at a loss for words at this point. So, yeah, I mean, the subconscious mind is very, very powerful, and if people are not focused with their controlled attention on what they really desire, they're not going to get it. So.
Right. That's true. That's true. It is. It's the laser focus, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Focusing on the definite major purpose, but visualizing it. I mean, we have to kind of incorporate all of the principles, and that's how it works.
That's exactly what Sabelina said. Great minds have purpose, and small minds have wishes. Wishes and wishes and wishes and wishes. It's nice, but
Yeah, that's exactly it. All right, let's go to Paz. Paz Simpson. I'm so happy to see a message from him on Facebook, and to have him here with us today is just incredible. Morning, Paz. How are you?
Oh, I am blessed and highly favored. Oh, man. Thank you for inviting me. And, I was excited to be here, excited to listen, to learn. And then I got an additional treat. My big sister, Elvira, was on the call, and anything she does makes me smile. And she knows how much I have this love for her that's just, I can't even explain. She helps me be the happiness engineer with different tips and things she gives me, different books. Oh, man, I love Elvira. But today, since we were talking about, knowing your laser focus and doing different things and going through what you go through. Yesterday, I did a video, and it was called Forgive Yourself Friday. Many times what we go through, those trials and tribulations that we actually go through in life are blessings. It may not seem like a blessing that Amber went through her addiction or whatever she went through, but look where it's taken her. She's led this ministry, and God gave her that issue to get through, the challenge to get through, because there is no testimony without going through tests. You know, many times we get so quick to give a testimony, we forget there was a test along the way. You know, there are ebbs and flows, there are ups and downs, but the way you feel about them is your choice. You know, you don't have to feel bad about doing certain things. You don't have to feel bad because you've been to jail, or you have multiple baby daddies, or you had a drug addiction. Whatever was your holdup yesterday should be your boost today, because those challenges are the things that have built your character. Those challenges are the things that make you smile. I like to smile. You know, so I say to us all the time that as we go through, you know, failure is fun with a lesson attached. If you're truly going through your major definite purpose, if you're truly living what you're living, sometimes you may not hit, you know, the goal that you have. You know, we scream out our major definite purpose every day, and we set these financial goals, and sometimes we fall short. That's life. But it's up to us on how we feel about where we fell short at. You know, maybe we didn't hit our financial goal, but we hit a goal of, you know, actually moving people forward. I may not have made $100,000, but I helped 100 people. You know, maybe, you know, you've done something that was different to what your initial goal may have looked like, but damn it, didn't it feel good? You know, I tell everyone to enjoy the moment, enjoy who you are. You know, this is only the only life you're gonna live. You know, when you die tomorrow or 5 years, 20 years from now, make sure that you've lived your life to the fullest, that you smiled 1,000 smiles, that you've shaked the hands that you wanted to shake. And whatever that purpose is, my purpose is being a happiness engineer. So it doesn't actually keep me locked into any job or any network marketing program or anything else like that. It keeps me locked into a smile. Sometimes, I mean, I'm attached to some network marketing programs, but there's certain things that we do that might be more important to your spirit. So I say, get in tune with your soul. You know, spend more time. That 30-30 for 30 thing that we started on the Think and Grow Rich call should only be a beginning. How much time can you spend actually talking to yourself? Me and Paz talk a lot. And sometimes Paz doesn't like some of the things I have to say to him about what he did yesterday. But boy, when we're done talking, me and the happiness engineer get back together. See, I mean, there's different personalities within you, but they're all you. Sometimes, you know, there's the parent in you, you know, and you find yourself, you know, coddling, you know, someone on your team because they need you a little bit more than what others may need. And then you'll find yourself in another position being just, you know, someone who is just straightforward and blunt. All of those different characteristics, you know, are tied into you. So accept you, love you. And when you love you, all you can do is give love. God is love, and be a part of his. And that's all I really have to say. I love listening to you guys, so I'm blessed. Oh, man. All the faces on this call, and as I'm looking, I see Elvira moving her face, so I know that I said something good. I love every one of you guys, so I'm going to mute out so I can listen more. If you need me to say anything, just tap for you.
Thank you, Paz. I'm really thrilled that you hit us up here. Really, really glad you're here. And one thing that Paz hit on was, one of the principles was benefiting from, or learning from adversity and defeat. That is principle number 13. So we will hit on that one. You know, every adversity is met with a benefit. So that's what, you know, I mean, that's just how life is. And when you know that for sure, you're applying faith, which is also one of our principles of success. So even acting as if, I know I'm in this horrible, with a situation that feels horrible at the moment, but guess what? I know it's going to work out for the benefit of me and everyone else, you know, for the highest good. That's applied faith. That right there is what applied faith is. So thanks for mentioning that, Paz. So let's see, we have just a few more minutes. We started a little late, so we'll probably end a few minutes after 11:30. Just enough time to cover this last paragraph from the reading, and then everybody can have their closing words. Let's see here, I'm going to pull it up. Paz, we're reading from the Science of Success workbook from the Napoleon Hill Foundation. It's a really awesome correspondence course that I ordered and got from the foundation. So we're going to do the lesson in chemistry, but I just wanted to show this, how funny we've been talking about it. I didn't see it earlier, even though we all mentioned it. A good teacher is always a good student. You know, when the students were, sometimes I mix it up. When the student's ready, the teacher will appear, and when the teacher is ready, the student will appear. So let's just check this out. This looks kind of interesting. A lesson from chemistry. It was in the field of chemistry that the first convincing clue was found as to what happens when two or more minds are coordinated in a spirit of harmony through the principle of controlled attention. So it's basically having a mastermind alliance with controlled attention. A basic principle of chemistry is that two or more elements of an entirely different nature may be combined to produce something entirely different from either or any of the elements used. For example, water is known as H2O. It is a compound consisting of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 of oxygen. Both hydrogen and oxygen are gases in their natural state, but the result of their combination is not a gas, but a liquid. The chemist also knows that certain harmless ingredients may be combined in such a way that they may become deadly, and vice versa. Common table salt is a good example. Salt is harmless, even necessary to our bodies, but if its component parts are separated from their original state, they become the volatile elements of sodium and chloride. Throughout nature, we see that every atom of matter and every unit of energy is definitely modified, influenced, and sometimes changed entirely by its nearest associates. For example, vegetation is modified by the elements of the soil on which it feeds and the application of chemicals to enrich the soil. Through chemistry, excuse me, this is about when I start losing my voice. Through chemistry, we can ensure that the resulting crop will contain all of the mineral elements which nature intended. The atoms of matter are influenced by the presence of their neighbors, just as people are influenced by their neighbors. The globe on which we live and the material portion of the universe that we can observe are made up of atoms and electrons that, in the final analysis, consist of positive and negative units of energy, so arranged that the two forces balance each other and are practically inseparable. The material portion of the entire universe consists, so far as science has been able to determine, of 2 things, energy and matter. It appears, if one wishes to be strictly technical, that the so-called material portion of the universe is nothing but energy, since obviously the atoms and electrons of matter are only 2 opposing forms of energy, one pushing and the other pulling in a tug-of-war that fixes their combined energy. Taking our cue from the chemistry of matter, we come to the analysis of thought power. Obviously, thought is a form of energy. In fact, it may be precisely the same kind of energy that holds the opposing forces of the electron together. If this is true, clearly the energy of thought responds to the same modifying influences that change the nature of the elements of matter. Of these 2 facts, we can be reasonably sure. 1, that the nature of matter can be changed by changing the relationships of its component elements, and 2, that the nature of thought can be modified and changed by the alliance of 2 or more minds. And we'll stop there. Cool stuff, huh? Wow. So, powerful, powerful. You know, and basically that's pretty much getting into quantum physics, which is a whole nother subject that could be a lot of fun to talk about. It always is, actually. But let's see what you guys got out of that, you know. So who's right? Let's go to Daniel. Daniel, your thoughts on that? Closing thoughts for today?
Yeah. There'll be closing thoughts for like the whole thing really here. I'm just going to share like a little bit of some personal stuff that's been going on with me that relates to controlled attention and this topic. You know, it's funny, over the last week, I've been doing this. I've been having this this video challenge, and Zablina was in it, and Tim Murray here and stuff like that. And it's funny because I have so much trouble paying attention and working on this myself. It's something that I need to personally work on too. I plan this. I'm always doing so much stuff. I have a little bit of ADD or whatever, and I'm always doing so much stuff, and I have trouble keeping track of everything. It's funny because I planned this video challenge, coordinated it so that everybody could work together and help each other with each other's videos and everything like that. And here I am. I have our friends over from Philly for 3 or 4 days, so it was like harder to make videos because I have kids all around the house. Then we get done from that. The weekend's over. Then I go on a 2-day vacation down the shore. And then I come back from that. I'm like, man, I'm like 5, 6 videos behind in this thing. So I'm up all night last night making these videos. I finally finished a challenge. I didn't upload my last video, but I ended up being a day and a half late in the challenge, and I'm the one that created the challenge. So I'm always working on having controlled attention myself. It's a really good topic. I'm glad we're talking about it. And I finally wrote down all these 17 principles, too. I'm glad that you mentioned them, too, Amber. I ended up Googling them real quick and found a cool page that has them all down. So it's cool how this stuff is all full circle and, second nature, to me from studying this stuff so much myself. And, and I want to, let you know, Amber, too, that I noticed you have pretty good controlled attention, too, even though you don't think you do. You feel like you get off track there for a second, things like that, and I see you bounce right back because your attention is probably more controlled than you think it is, you know what I mean? So, hey, so right back at you, girl. I appreciate you having me here. Appreciate everybody that came to watch this, hang out. Come hang out with us more. We do this every Saturday. I've been doing this with me and Amber have been rolling together here with this for a few months now, and it's been a great experience for everybody here. So right back to you, girl.
Thank you. Thanks, Daniel. Oh, my God. I'm so grateful you're here. Are you kidding? And you always bring, all these wonderful people to join us, too. We've stuck together and evolved, and Elvira's been here since the beginning, too. And it's just been great. I'm so happy to have you guys, and I'm not stopping. So, people come on, people come off, stay. Everybody has an open invitation. As long as we have the same focus in mind, right? We all want the same thing. So, and it's a mastermind alliance in a way. So, awesome. All right, Elvira, take us home, Mrs. Wordsmith.
All right. Well, Dan, that was just fantastic. Thank you so much. Well, Amber, my wish, my desire, my purpose is that through what we're doing here, if we can just help one person, that little seed, if we can just spark something in somebody who's watching or in each other. I mean, I get a little spark every time, and it's so powerful. Excuse me. And I take that with me all weekend. Like today, I'm doing a food demo again. That's brainless. I love it. But I just keep thinking, like, what did we go over? Sometimes I write my little notes down and take it with me and look at it when nobody's coming in front of me. I just look at it and I just ponder on it and I just mill it through and I go like, God, help me. Give me more. Give me more. It's so powerful. We got to realize, Amber, that what you're reading from Dr. Hill was written in 1926. And science has proven now that matter doesn't really exist. Everything is energy because matter is compounded energy. Now, when you start to when you start to connect the dots, that's what's just happened for me, so I'm excited about that. Matter is controlled attention. Because when you focus, when you laser focus, we do that ourselves. When we laser focus on our desire, we know it will transform into matter. It will manifest by focusing, laser focusing, all the distractions gone, the controlled attention. We will manifest what it is that we desire. So it's so powerful. It is basically turning the energy through our thought. I mean, we're the processing mill here. That's what we are. We're a manufacturing plant. That's what we are. We take the energy, we compound it, and we create something out of that. Can be a program, can be a car, can be a holiday. But that's what we do. And that's so exciting. All of a sudden, the little dots were connected for me. So I got a lot of stuff to ponder about today, and hey, it's going to be another fabulous day. Thanks again, everybody, for your incredible contributions. Love it. Thank you.
Thanks, Elvire. Awesome stuff. And what we were talking about, we are talking about quantum physics, and thoughts are energy. And the reason we can be that, or humans are, we are great manifestors, but I think the default mechanism in our brains is always, until we start practicing these principles, defaults to negative thoughts. The human race the human mind just happens to default to negative. So we have to do that extra work to flip our switch so that it defaults to positive. And that's the work that we're doing here, because if our thoughts, our thoughts are energy, and so if we're focusing our thoughts, the energy, on something that's going to manifest, it's pretty helpful to us to be focusing on something positive, because like I was talking about the suffering that people in the world are experiencing, it's because their default brain or their default mind is on the negative switch, so they're manifesting negative circumstances in their lives. And the work that we're doing here is to flip the switch to positive so that we can focus on what aspects of positive situations we want to manifest in our lives. And that's where the definite major purpose is. It's like a target. It's like a positive target that's put in front of us that we can laser focus on and manifest something positive in our lives. And that's what we're working on here. So,
but here's the thing. Last thing I'm going to say about this: energy is neutral. And it's not positive and it's not negative. So the choice is up to you, and you create the positive or the negative. That's all up to you.
Yes, exactly. The energy is there no matter what. But you got to flip that switch to positive, or that's what we want to create, positive. So let's go to Lena. Zabelina.
Wow, that's powerful. I just learned something new. Energy is neutral. You could just flip the switch. You could either turn it into something negative or something positive. That's powerful. I just learned something new. I didn't even know that. What I have to say about the very last thing that we read, they were talking about, when, it was a little technical. I was a little lost, and I was like, OMG. I feel like we're in chemistry class right now. My artistic brain started flowing, and I was just like, oh no. But anyways. I do know this. I just want to close with this. He did mention about when two people come together, how things just begin to change, and obviously there's a shift. Something happens. When two people come together and they either collaborate or they're just when you're with somebody. So my advice to people who are listening is be careful who you surround yourself with, because regardless, something is going to happen, whether it's positive or negative. And if you don't have, like Elvire was saying, it's a neutral, but if you don't know how to switch it to positive or negative, and that person is in a negative state, that person can definitely bring you down, and it'll just mess you all up. So I really enjoy this morning mindset hangout, because it really does set the energy for just something very powerful for the rest of the day. It just conditions your mind to just do amazing things. So I'm very grateful for being here, and that's what I have to say about that. And those are my closing thoughts. I appreciate all of you on here. You guys are absolutely wise, and I absolutely love it, and I'm just soaking it all up. Thank you, Amber, for having me.
Thanks, Ab. I'm so glad you're here with us. Really, really grateful to have you. And I love your videos. You do awesome videos. I watch them all, and my daughter watches them now too.
Oh, that's good. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you, for being such great supporters. Thank you.
Yeah, you do a great job. Very, very inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Tim. Tim, what do you have to wrap it up for us today? How's your first experience here? Mindset Ministry Mastermind.
Yeah, that last caption that we were reading, that's got a lot of power in and of itself. And I don't know if you can see below my name there, it says change happens. That's because it happens all around us, and it happens whether it's in chemistry, in the universe, in your brain. It's constantly and continuously happening. And you have to make the choice to be positive or negative for the outcome of that change. And you have to be accepting of change and not fear it. So that's kind of what I got out of that. It does tie in a lot with your controlled attention and your laser focus, but change happens, and just accept it.
Thanks, Tim. I'm going to pass it over to Elvira for a second because she's going to chomp at the bit, but I'm going to let Elvira explain to you.
Oh, gosh.
The word happens, but Elvira, now be nice. Go easy. He's new.
I know. I will. Don't get me wrong. I'm nowhere near perfect. I'm doing my best. I mean, I'm 64, and I've heard this word for most of my life, and it's been only since about a year that it really hit home with me. The word happen, nothing happens to you. You attract everything to you to experience that circumstance, the life experiences that you choose to have. So nothing happens to you. When you say it happens to you, change happens, is you are a victim. The word happen is a innocent bystander, an innocent victim. You can go and explore it. You can go through these books, the Conversations with God. I've read them all. It's explained ad infinitum, and you can just do your research on the word. Do your very best. And I'm doing my best too, and I still make the mistakes. Don't get me wrong. The word happen, eliminate it. Just like can't, I cannot, I can't. It's just as poisonous for you, because I can hear in somebody's words what they say, where they are in their personal development. Somebody who continues to use the word happens continues to be the victim of circumstances. And Napoleon Hill says it, don't allow outside circumstances or outside influences to influence your life. And happen is just that. So cross it off, guys, cross it off.
Thanks, Elvira. I used to get so mad at you when you would say that because she's so passionate about it, and she'd say, "Oh, nothing happens, you're a victim." So, Tim, just throwing it out there because we do a lot of law of attraction here, and Elvira's the wordsmith, so don't take it personal. I love I do understand what you're saying, because actually it's very, very difficult. Elvira will jump in here to find a word to replace the word happen. My thing was that, this is kind of similar but different. Like, I used to always say, oh, I can't do that, or, I can't make it to the lunch. And then I had a sponsor who would say, no, Amber, you choose not to. So that was my first experience with that kind of a thing. And now it makes sense to me. But the word happen, when we take it so literal around here because we're doing the law of attraction, but I totally understand what you're saying. Change happens. Of course, that means, everything's going to change. It's very hard. Elvira, you need to post some words. If you're going to yell at us like that, you need to post some words to replace the word happen, because it's very hard to replace that word. But I totally get what you're saying. So, Tim, are you okay? Are you leaving us?
No, I'm still here. I never said happens to me. I just said happen. So, no, it's all good. Thanks, Elvira.
Okay. Good. Hey, real quick, let's see. What was I gonna? Oh, I was gonna say. Never mind. I lost it. I want to go to pass because I see him. He's unmuted. He's ready.
Yes, because you said a word for happens. A word for happens is determined. We have a major definite purpose. So determine life. We have, as we sharpen up our laser focus and the things that we're doing and enjoying, you determine the outcome. Scott Duffy, who's one of my mentors, says, you have good days and you have bad days, but only you determine how they feel, and you determine how they feel later on. So don't allow anything to happen. There's a good song that I was just singing right before I jumped on this call because I couldn't find the link in the beginning. So it was, ain't nobody gonna shake my pride. Nobody's gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Got to keep on moving. Today is, Step It Up Saturday. And in Step It Up Saturday, there are sacrifices that you must make. There's something that you need to cut out of your life. There's something, or maybe someone that is slowing down the biggest smile that you should have, the greatest you that you should be. You know, look at yourself, reflect, and just enjoy every moment. One thing that I am definitely I'm a proud father. So as we've been on this call, sometimes you see me duck my head away. It's Saturday morning, the kids are up, they're looking for breakfast. I've taught my son to make eggs today, so that's one less person I got to feed. You know, but I say to everyone, truly, as you go through life, you know, I say anything you want in life, you determine. Like I've determined that I'm going to be next to Elvira all the time, and that's how you invited me to this call. I love Elvira. She makes me smile so much. She's the big sister that I am missing in my life. So everything she says, you know, when she checks my spirit, I know it's always done in good nature. So Tim, please don't feel bad, you know, for anything that she says, because she always wants the best for you. And I just want to say, love every moment. The last reading brings you back to always knowing who you're around and surrounding yourself with love. You know, you are loved, so surround yourself with people who actually bring that out in you. You know, anytime that you meet someone and they're new, the greatest thing you can do is just smile. That's all they mostly need. And then you can move from there. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Determine what happens. Change doesn't happen. Change is determined. So I just said that. I'll hush again because I love listening.
Thanks, Bass. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. And all of you have an open invitation. I'd love to see you guys every week, anytime you can make it. And if you want to share it with, you know, bring on other people, the more the merrier, you know. So listen, Markel, who is usually always here with us, he's been a master of mind with us since the beginning as well. Couldn't get on this morning because of a storm. What's going on, Markel? Come on. Talk to us. We're at the end, you know, but we did controlled attention, and I know you have the reading at home, so you probably have some good stuff to tell us. And tell us what's going on there. What happened with the storm?
It's a bad storm going on right now, and it knocked the power out. The power been out since about 8 o'clock. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to get the app on my phone, and my phone wouldn't do it. I don't know. I guess I got to be on Wi-Fi or something like that. So I had a whole little situation going on, but I'm like, you know what? If I can catch the last little bit of it, I definitely will, just to come on and just get the rambling and stuff. So, you know, controlled attention. I guess I controlled my attention enough to catch the last portion of it. So I'm here. Feels good to be here. Hey, everybody. Sorry.
No, we're just glad you're here. It's just good to see your face, and I'm just glad you're here. Wanted to say hi. So we've had a great mastermind today, you guys. We covered a lot of really interesting things on laser focus, controlled attention, thoughts are energy, positive mental attitude. And we're going to wrap it up here right now. We'll be back next Saturday, 10:30 Eastern Time. And we hope that you all can come. Be sure to be conscious of your thoughts, you know, be a master of your mind. Work on positive mental attitude. Catch yourself when you're saying words that don't serve you. Catch yourself when you're thinking thoughts that don't serve you. And be careful who you spend your time around, because their energy can affect your energy too. So we want to say goodbye for now, and we'll just catch you here next week on the Mindset Ministry Mastermind. So take care and make it a great weekend, you guys. Bye for now.
Bye.
Woohoo!